Streaming adventure. So today we're going to have a look at a little bit of artwork, which is still in progress but has been improving with every update that I've been receiving. So let me see if I can bring this up. I think I showed you one of these the other day. Just a sec. Okay. So the first one is Arcane, and she is the second in command from the demon. Sorry, not the demon, from the angel clan. Let's bring her up. Here she is. And let's find the other one. So she's called Arcane, I think. And the next one is called Abraxas. Let's put him here. Let's make her a bit bigger. There we go. So the interesting things about each of these characters is just the detail that you can see. So you can see that on the last time I showed you Arcane, she didn't have any of the colouring or anything, and she just had a very sort of sketchy outline of what she looked like. Hey Tim Blair, nice to see you, hope you're doing well. I've been looking at the artwork that I've been receiving. So she's one of my favourites so far. I think it's probably the red kimono and the gold armour, and she's going to have wings, and she's going to have dual samurai swords. So I think once the wings and samurai swords are done, then she'll be ready. She needs a background as well, and then she'll go into one of the cards. Now, Abraxias the demon, he still has quite a lot more work on him. So you can see that he's just got very general shading going on here. That will be tidied up, and he'll be given some more effects and things. So he's coming as well. So hopefully in the next few days both of these will be finished, and then they can fit onto some cards. So I like looking at the artwork because it makes me happy. And then after that we'll move on to the next pieces of artwork which will be coming up. Right, let's get my notes up and see where we were. Create deck. On add cards, find the quantity for each UI user card. Return UI deck from create deck. Well, I think actually I've done these now. Let's go have a look in the app and check. Let's get a browser window up. Let's have a look. To log in, I guess. My collection. Right, just inspect over here. Look at network. So I don't have any decks showing here. I did think I created a deck, but let's do it again. First deck. Oh yeah, I did look. I know what's happening. I'm not loading the decks on the collections call, only on the result of the post. So I need to go fix that. So actually now I've got all the cards that are in this deck. Which is a 0 at the moment. But we'll change that pretty soon. Okay, so let's go fix that. So basically the collection call needs to have the cards. So that's right about here. Over here. Collection. Yeah, so decks is just empty here. So when we create a deck, also this delete actually needs to be a bit more clever because it's just deleting from the card repo. Okay, a deck. So get all decks. Collections. Let's pop that here. This becomes decks. So we start this. There we go. Oops. And define constant UI add card stick. Go Mac 144. What did I kill? UI add cards to deck. Really? Oh yes, I guess I was okay. I think I started working on this, but I didn't quite finish it. UI add cards to deck. Yeah, looks like I didn't do that. Update card. Yeah. Add cards to deck. I think this is a list of card IDs if I remember. A list. Nope. An array of string. Card IDs. What language is this? What language am I coding in? Array of string, card IDs. UI add cards to deck. UI add cards to deck. Oh, hold on a sec. It's not this kind of thing. Actually, it is this kind of thing. Let's make this bigger. Okay. Undefined method deck ID for UID Geomet 145. What did I do wrong? Geomet 145. Oh, I see. So this actually would need the deck ID and the card IDs, of course. There we go. Cards. 147. Yes, I guess I need to go get all the cards. Add cards. Get all the cards. Okay, that's looking good. So now we have, in theory, something that will give us a way to add cards to a deck. And we just add the card IDs. What does it actually do? We get all decks, card reaper decks, add cards, deck reaper add cards. Let's check. Okay, let's test this. So this is 37. Right, let's put this back in the corner. Let's get this one out. And let's run this and see what happens. Deck reaper spec. Line 38. Got some nice tea here today. This is raspberry and cranberry. Okay, so I got a deck and some user cards. Yeah, so that's a UI deck with user cards. So this should be a UI deck, and the card IDs should be equal to the card IDs that I added. Oh yeah. As Hannibal Smith would say, I love it when a plan comes together. I haven't got a cigar though. Maybe a pen will do. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, I'm obviously deliriously tired. Tea is good. Right, so the test passes. So we should be able to add cards. And now I've got two things called first deck, which is a bit annoying. I probably want to be able to edit the name of the deck. This interface is not that great for editing and things like that, because you'd have to click on it first and then maybe it would switch views, and yeah, I think there's probably a better way to do it. Yeah. Okay, well let's add the cards in bulk to the deck first, and we'll come back and see. Maybe this will become its own section underneath my collection. Maybe that'll be a bit better. Okay, so we created a deck. Now we're going to have a load of selects down here, which we can select, and then something will pop up, probably up here somewhere, and you'll be able to choose which deck you want to put the card in. I think that's the next step. That's the add cards to deck kind of step. Would be nice to have like a cool drag and drop thing, but I think that's a bit overkill right now. since this is mostly for testing this part. Okay, let's do it. My collection. I think on admin I have the same kind of thing. On the admin panel I've got a multi-select, I think. Yep, down here. That's for delete, but we'll have multi-select for moving cards. Let's do it. So, selected cards. Let's go to the top here. What do we need? Selected cards. An array of card. So we are going to need selected cards. These are really like selected user cards. It's an array of UI. Do I have UI user card here? Yes, I do. I have it. Well, I have a user card, which is what I want. User card actually has a quantity with it. Yeah. Okay, so then with the selected user cards, what do I do with them? Okay, so we've got an actual select card function which just passes a card in, checks if the card's in the selected list, updates it by rejecting the card or pushing the card in there. Then we update the selection. Okay, so probably going to need that kind of thing in here. But this is going to be a user card. This is selected user cards. And this is a user card. Card. Okay, so this guy here is a user card, and yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, that's good. What next? Do delete. So that's the bit where we actually do the add. So we could, yeah, this looks like what we want. Except it's do move card or add card to deck. So this is selected user cards, map the user card, then we've got card IDs, encode, and then this is going to be a post or a put. I can't remember what I said. Let's check. It's a put. API card. API deck add. API deck add. Looks good. Selected user cards goes to 0. Could not add cards to deck. So also we need a deck here. So we're going to need to have a drop down, and we select the deck from the drop down. And I guess that's just going to be like a deck ID, which we pass in here. Deck ID selected, deck ID. Is it like that? No, it doesn't like. Oh yes, I'm in Mint. It doesn't like that. Of course. Selected deck ID. It may not like. Yeah, I think it doesn't like the comma here either. Potentially. Alright, selected deck ID is a string, and then when we operate the drop down, we'll be able to set the deck ID. So add card to deck, select user cards, yeah, looks good. What else do we need? Get checked. Okay. Render bulk actions. We need that too. Okay, so here we're going to have a thing. I'm just going to put an add button here for now. But we'll also have a drop down in this field set. Is that it? Could that be it? What's this? I think that's it. Right. Where does get checked get called? Oh, right. So we have an extra TD with all the checkboxes. With the select card. So I think we're going to take that on my collection. So that is render view. My collection render card table. Okay, so I think it's going to sit here. Get checked. Card. Selected card. Where's this card coming from? Is it a state at the top? Nope. Where is it going from? Oh, render card. Select card. Okay, great. So this should be select user card, and this card is a user card. Fine, fine, fine. So that should be good. Get checked is working. So what's the compiler saying? It doesn't like line 107 in my collection. 107. What's the problem? So one of the guys was singing at work today, and it reminded me, I was in this very stuffy bank in investment bank, and we were all sat in a row in a line, and we were just working away. Everyone was really quiet. It was like very proper and somber, and I just started like humming. I was like and then one of the guys just started like clicking his fingers like this. And then another guy further along who we didn't know, I didn't know him at all, he just started going, when the night was cold, whoa, the land was dark, clicking his fingers like this, and everyone just started singing. It was kind of funny. So, what's wrong with add? Missing one of those, maybe? Yes, okay, right, now we're missing the record. 123. Basically, deck ID and IDs needs a record. Let's call this add card. Add cards request. And that's deck ID. String. What did I call this? IDs? Card IDs? Array of string. I think so. I think I need to check what my objects. UI add cards to deck. Yeah, so these are the small ones, so it might be easier to go with the big ones. Everything here is OC deck now. I've gone with the big one in there as well. So I think just for ease, I'm going to make this go like this and make that go like that. Just because it's way easier to deal with. Which does mean deck ID here is like that, and card IDs is like that. So it's a slight departure from the way I normally like to do things. Right, so what is the problem? Deck ID. Ah yes, IDs. Let's make this card IDs. Line 129. 129. Card IDs. How's that? Admin error on 951. So this is probably like collections error. Yeah. Nearly there. What's this? Line 408. Select user card couldn't find a function with the name select user card. Okay, let's rename this then to select user card. We're good? Hey, we are good. Awesome. Here we go. So now, if I take this... Oh yes, the other thing, I'm not anywhere using this bulk thing. Where is it being used? Render bulk actions. Yes. So that renders it above. Where shall I render it? Where is a good place to render it? Create deck. Seems like it should go above this thing, I think. Well, not quite where I wanted it. And also, I think, why is this? I'm missing a header, I guess. Quantity. How about an empty header here? This is just like the actions. Is that better? Not so much. Hey, what's going on? Did I not just put that after quantity? Oh, I see. I put this in the wrong place. This whole thing should go on the end. That should do it. Okay, great. And that's actually a bit better. So, does it matter if that goes up there? Well, I think I should probably put this in its own sort of card holder like that. Just because it'd be better that way. So, this card thing was a... whatever this thing is here. A card with a header and a body, deck name, div, button, field set, div. Yeah, so this whole thing, I kind of want, that's what I want the bulk action to be. So instead of just this thing, I could have like this whole thing in here. Let's try it. No, hasn't refreshed. Yeah, that kind of thing. Probably don't need it to be right aligned though. Hey, I'm going to turn my notifications off because I keep getting loads of people ping me. Everyone always pings me right when I'm starting my streaming. Right, let's ditch the whole right align thing. There we go. Let's put also a HR. I think. Why is there such a big gap there? After this div, maybe this whole thing should be in a div, and then maybe the HR can go here. How's that? Yes. So now we want a drop down for the deck that we want to add to, and then we'll have like just an add card. I wonder if I should put quantity here. And also, as soon as I enter this sort of deck editing kind of thing, maybe now at this point, the ones that are in the deck already, maybe they should be just highlighted here somehow. Well, this makes it easy to add to a deck. But how am I going to remove from a deck? So there's only one of each of these cards, so I think once it's been added, then maybe the selectability of it goes away, and then instead maybe you don't get into this mode until you, yeah, maybe you have to click on the deck first, and then when you click on it, this view comes with the boxes, and this changes view to just showing you a list of all the cards in your deck, just maybe with the, well, is that helpful? I don't know. I don't really like this that much now that I think about it, because it's a bit confusing. It's the way Hearthstone does it, but it's definitely a bit confusing. Because this is, I'm looking at my collection here. Maybe when I click on decks, my collection should disappear. Or maybe when I click on this deck, yeah, when I click on this deck, maybe this view should change to a deck view, and then if it's in the collection, it can, each one, if it's in the collection, yeah, if it's in the deck, it can be marked to be in the deck. If it's not in the deck, it can be out here with a selectable. So maybe if it's in the deck, you can just have remove from deck, just a button. But what about quantity? Doesn't fit that well. If I've got two of one card and I have added one to the deck, I still want the other one to be available, but I want the quantity to reflect. Yeah, I think I might need to investigate a bit more the best way to lay this out. I guess for now the first step though is when I click on it, I'm just going to add it to the deck. Yeah. I need a way to delete a deck as well. Feels like maybe my collection should go at the top. And then I have maybe there's a sub tab on my collection, or maybe I just put all of the cards underneath. Okay, I need to think about it. I think let's do the remove from deck back end while I think about the best way to show the front end. And let's rename this stuff here. So this is more like add cards to deck. You won't need the clear button. Let's get rid of these so it doesn't do anything right now. And this is just add button. Yeah. So we'll to do that. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a remove from deck. Add cards to deck. Deck repo. So that's going to add cards. Remove card or remove cards. How would I do it? I could always do remove cards and then just pass the one ID. That's flexible still. So I think I just need the deck ID and the card IDs to remove. And what should we return? Probably just the number that have been deleted, that have been moved. There we go. So removing cards. Let's see, what should we do? I think we will do something similar to card repo delete. Okay, so we look through the decks, we find the deck with the deck ID, and then we update that one and we say card IDs actually, so this makes it a little bit harder here because we've got a whole stack of card IDs. We just want to filter out the ones that we supply in the string. Okay. Maybe I should get them first and filter them and then pass them back in the update. I mean, that's more longhand, but it's actually a lot easier to do. This would be existing cards. Get the deck ID of the deck. And so what does Dex have in it? I've forgotten. Has the user ID. Yeah, so maybe I should also check. Okay, so we get the deck ID. And then we'll say, I'll get Dex. This is like a cursor. There's a better way to do this. Add cards, get all decks, insert. So I think it's like, get me all the cards for the user, but then I need to know which ones actually are in the deck. So actually, am I doing the right thing here? I'm basically saying get all the cards for this user that's in the user card repo. So that's all the cards that belong to this user. And then I'm saying, do I have any? Yeah, 90% sure if that's the right thing to do there. Because I'm just adding all the user cards to the decks. Decks. Yeah, that's returning a UI deck. And what's this doing? Get all decks. So get all decks gives me back a UI deck, which has got cards. Yeah, but I think here I'm actually not filtering these user cards by deck. So in decks I've actually got yes. Yeah, I need to like fix this. This should be filter user cards by deck, not just all user cards. And same thing here. Yeah, that makes sense. So rather than just bringing back all the cards, because I think right now when I bring back this deck here, let's just reload. I look at the collection. I'm saying for deck 0, here's all the cards. There's 4 cards. And deck 1, here's all the cards, 4 cards. Yeah, that's not really correct because I do have. That's basically all the cards. That's all the 5 cards. So my test obviously is not great. Add the supplied cards specified deck. So actually, if I add more than 5 here, if I add 10, and that should cause that to fail, I think. And then get all decks. Yeah, I haven't added any cards yet to that one. So I've got a feeling that this spec would fail now. Deck Reaper spec 38. Huh. Didn't fail. Why not? Created a pack of rares. Get all the cards. Right, so I've got all the cards. Oh, I'm adding all the cards, that's why. I'm getting all the cards for the user, but then I'm adding them all. So maybe I actually only want to take some of them. So like, that's all the card IDs, but card IDs to add. I could be like card IDs first. Create packs for user. So I think that means I created one rare pack, which means there's only 5 cards available to me. So I've only had the first 2, then or maybe I should just map. So when we add cards, I say card IDs. And when we retrieve them, I say card. Yeah, so I could just say give me the first 2 from here. Right. Surely that'll fail. Yes. Okay, awesome. That's because in Deck Repo we just add all the cards all the time, which is not what we want. We actually want to filter them by deck, and we don't know what cards are in what deck until we look in decks. So actually, we're going to filter it by all the cards in the deck. That's the same thing we want to do here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think I know what to do here. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Let's make some notes. So, create deck. When adding cards, should only when adding cards to a deck, should only add the cards which are going into the deck and not all the cards the user owns. And I think same as above for get all cards. That's it. Okay, so I need to remember to do those 2 things. I also want to yes, Yeah, so there's a limit of 30. Purchase decks. So we had some extra specs to write. Bulk assign, sample API, submit them to that's optimization. Oh yeah, do the enum thing, handle failure. Okay, so that's good. We're building up a few things that need to be addressed. Technical debt, I guess. But we're kind of forging ahead anyway, because I'd like to get a bit further on and then to something like a working thing and then come back and refactor it. Because this is going to be for the game designers and for, you know, other people who want to play and test the game a little bit in its sort of basic form. Yeah, so I think I need to do those things, and I need to figure out the best layout for working with decks, because I had started down the path that Hearthstone uses, but actually I always found it a bit confusing in Hearthstone, and now I come to implement it here. I can see it is pretty confusing, like to know how to show what's in your deck in the same space as the collection that you need to add and remove things from. And it makes it harder that you've got like quantities and how do you show what's in a deck and keep both views up to date. Yeah, so yeah, some things to think about. So I'll probably think about those tomorrow. I think tonight I'm going to call it a night now because I am pretty tired after a long day at work. And hopefully tomorrow night I'll have figured out how this screen should look, and I will tackle the deck filtering. Those two things I think I probably focus on tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. And hopefully I'll have an update on Arcane, and I'll also have an update on Abraxas. It's Abraxas. Yeah, so those two are coming, and I think tomorrow I'll have more updates on these two. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and yeah, tomorrow same time, 9 o'clock. Make some more progress. So see you there. Thanks. Good night.